Cobra Kai, the adrenaline-packed and thrilling sequel to The Karate Kid, has a host of eager fans excited to continue following. 30 years later, the lives of Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, the martial arts rivals of their childhoods. We've handpicked the 6 most groundbreakingly fantastic moments of the show for you, so keep watching. Number 6. Daniel and Chozen sparring at the Miyagi Dojo. Season 3, Episode 5, Miyagi-Do. Back in Japan, Daniel's old dueling rival Chozen brings him to the original Miyagi-Do Karate Dojo after giving him a tour of the new Okinawa, setting the context with flashbacks from The Karate Kid Part 2, where Chozen and Daniel fought to death and Daniel emerged victorious, without, of course, killing Chozen. Their old friendship/rivalry is rekindled as they begin to spar Miyagi style, with Chozen maintaining a distinct upper hand, revealing that Miyagi had indeed not taught Daniel everything. He uses techniques to disable the opponent's joints using secret Miyagi pressure points, and tells Daniel the story of how the origins of Miyagi-Do extended back to the era of facing off against Chinese invaders, where there was often no choice but to kill, and it tells him of defense that takes on many forms. Finally, the fight ends with Chozen trapping Daniel in a victorious final stance, perched to deliver the killing blow. Daniel pleads with Chozen not to, but he simply laughs and honks Daniel's nose before releasing him and teasing him playfully. The atmosphere suddenly becomes very sweet and heartwarming, and Chozen agrees to teach Daniel some techniques that Mr. Miyagi had left out. Number 5. I'm the man. Oh, are you the man too? Season 1, Episode 7, All Valley. The feel-good vibes are truly phenomenal in this episode, where Johnny is faced with the impossible task of persuading a tournament committee to overturn its lifetime ban on Cobra Kai, with Daniel LaRusso, his childhood nemesis and the kid he tormented in the Karate Kid days. On the other hand, Miguel goes on a nerve-wracking date with love interest Sam, where the two spar lightly before sharing a heartwarming kiss on the grass after Sam comes up on top. When Johnny and Miguel reunite in the dojo, Johnny announces his victory with LaRusso's committee by declaring, "I'm the man!" And seeing the joyous look on Miguel's face, he continues, "Oh, are you the man too? Tell me you're the man," before they both cheer and hug. Truly a scene to put a smile on any face. Number 4. The School Fight. Season 1, Episode 5, Counterbalance. This intense, angst-filled scene takes place in a high school cafeteria, where Sam confronts Kyler after learning from Yasmin and Moon that he's been spreading sexual rumors about him. She asks him why he's spreading lies, but he openly mocks her, and in a moment of fury, she swiftly knocks his lunch tray off the table. He responds by insulting her very loudly, and she makes a stance as if to attack him, but Miguel, entering the cafeteria, seizes the moment instead, telling Kyler to shut up. Kyler attempts to shove him, but Miguel goes into attack, perfectly applying his martial arts training in an impressive display of combat that leaves the entire student body huddled around the tables, clapping and watching him in admiration, while Sam simply beams at him from the crowd. Number 3. Season 4 ending. Daniel visits Mr. Miyagi's grave. Season 4, Episode 10, The Rise. In an extremely sentimental scene, Daniel visits his old mentor Narioshi Miyagi's grave on a warm autumn afternoon, kneeling before his grave and telling him that his alliance with Johnny had failed. He complains that even after following all the Miyagi-Do teachings and honoring his end in the agreements, he had failed to achieve anything because the men that he dealt with had no honor of their own, pushing him to a point where he was supposed to give up on his dojo and step down as a sensei. In a final emotional declaration, he proclaims that he intends to take down Cobra Kai by whatever means necessary, even if he has to resort to the offensive to do it, and he asks for help in accomplishing this. Though he appears to be talking to Mr. Miyagi's grave, as the camera zooms out, Chozen steps forward, apparently from behind the trees, and nods before coming to stand beside Daniel and faces the gravestone. The scene rekindles nostalgia, while also establishing a twist and resolve in Daniel and Chozen's suspenseful plans, setting the stage perfectly for a mysterious finale to Season 4, as well as whatever there is to come in the following season, which is expected to debut on Netflix around the end of 2022, or it could be the beginning of 2021, or it could be the beginning of 2023. Number 2, Kreese's Return. Season 1, Episode 10, Mercy. Coming as a final blow to an episode already packed to the brim with action, emotion, and cutting nostalgia, this season finale's surprise must be one of the most brilliant endings out there. At the 50th anniversary of the All Valley Karate Championships, Robbie and Miguel square off brilliantly against their opponents before coming face to face in the tournament final. finals. Robbie, sporting an injured shoulder, fights under the umbrella of Daniel's coaching, much to the chagrin of Johnny, who's not really pleased at the thought of his nemesis mentoring his son. Miguel uses Johnny's old slogan as he fights, "No mercy." Taking advantage of Robbie's injured shoulder and exploiting his weakness when he offers Miguel a friendly hand up, Miguel manages to maintain a lead until a timeout is called, and Johnny tells him he doesn't have to play dirty. However, Miguel reminds him that he's only playing by Johnny's rules, and he exploits Robbie's shoulder once again after the timeout, winning the tournament. After apologizing to his son and celebrating a half-hearted victory, Johnny is left alone with his thoughts in the dojo, drinking alone, and remembering his own dark track record of dirty fighting, and he feels ashamed at what he's turned his students into, and at the growing rift with his own son, before he's startled by some noise. Expecting to see Miguel, Johnny is instead faced with his old sensei, John Kreese, who has come to congratulate him on the victory. He praises Johnny for acting as he expected from him, and for bringing Cobra Kai back to where it belongs, at the top. Everyone closed the book on us, he says, but the real story had only just begun. The season ends with a dark and tempestuous mix of emotions as Kreese symbolizes a reckoning, and Johnny is forced to confront his morals, his past, his relationships with people around him, while the camera fades to black. Number 1, The Last Fight, Season 3, Episode 10, December 19th. Perhaps nothing could parallel this intense, passionate face-off that perfectly captures the show's tendency for nailing multi-dimensional characters and their angst-filled interpersonal conflicts. This emotionally charged final fight where Johnny and Daniel face off against Johnny's old sensei, Kreese, comes after Johnny visits Kreese to comfort him about ordering Cobra Kai students to attack the Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang students who had formed a truce at the LaRusso residence. When he arrives, he's shocked to learn that Kreese has been training his son, Robbie, after he was cast away by both Daniel and his father. Kreese invited Johnny to join hands, and Robbie encourages him, but enraged by this development and by Kreese's relentlessly ruthless methods, Johnny attacks Kreese, and they fight vehemently, with flashbacks of Kreese's time in Vietnam flashing dramatically across the screen to provide much valuable expose to Kreese's character arc, such as his domineering role, which is finally torn down in this emotional face-off. Robbie finally decides to defend Kreese and attacks his father after declaring that he considers him his worst enemy. Johnny ends up hurting Robbie and immediately regrets it, kneeling down beside him just to make sure that he's okay. Kreese takes advantage of the opportunity to attempt a murder blow on Johnny, and then the scene turns distinctly macabre. Kreese manages to obtain the upper hand and gets Johnny into a fatal chokehold, mirroring two scenes from the franchise, Karate Kid Part 2 and the beginning of Season 2, where Johnny had done the exact same thing to Kreese. But at the moment, Daniel arrives to intervene, having learned about the attack on his house, and he takes the fight over from Johnny. Emotional tension builds up as this is the first time that Daniel has ever faced off against Kreese. While fighting, the two crash through a window, landing among shards of glass where Daniel picks up a sharp edge twice, intending to finally kill Kreese, as Chosen's words echo. If an enemy insists on war, then you take away their ability to wage it. However, before he can deliver the blow, Sam and Miguel arrive at the scene, and Kreese is spared. So, there you have it, our carefully selected selection of the 6 most memorable moments from Cobra Kai's 4 seasons, all available on Netflix. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. Are there any special moments for your show that we missed that you think deserve a mention on the list? Or do you agree with our rankings from the scenes from Cobra Kai? Let us know about all that in the comment section below. And remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one.